Sort of good morning, sort of good afternoon, everybody. How you doing? All right. We have been having an amazing experience this week in the Bronx. I'm going all over the borough, and I've been out. A lot of deputy mayors, commissioners have been all around, listening to the people of the Bronx, listening to the leaders of the Bronx, addressing issues, a lot of ribbon cuttings, a lot of groundbreakings, a lot of things happening. And the thing I'm focused on always is our young people. Yesterday I saw a powerful example with Bronx Connect and Release the Grip, reaching young people, helping them to find a positive path, averting any possibility of violence coming into their life through positive, productive activities. This is what we see all over the Bronx, these amazing efforts by community groups, grassroots folks, Cure Violence Movement, crisis management system, schools. So many community members participating in making the lives of our young people better. There is an amazing communal spirit in the Bronx, and I've seen it again this week, and it's powerful. We need to build on that. That's why at this moment when we're recovering from COVID, and it has to be a recovery for all of us, we need to listen to that communal voice saying we've got to make sure we reach everyone. We don't leave anyone out. That is a value here in the Bronx. And that brings us to today as we break ground for what will be a beautiful state-of-the-art school. It's going to be a school that helps all kids, including kids with special needs. It's going to be a school that will include something I cherish, pre-K seats. And as we move forward, I want everyone to realize New York City set the template for the nation with pre-K for all, and now 3K. In the next September coming we're going to have 3K in every district. 2 years from then, literally universal. Every 3-year-old in New York City will have a seat. It will be a universal right, just like pre-K. In the last 8 years, we will have added 2 full grades to the New York City public schools. And that helps kids everywhere, but that has specifically and especially helped kids here in the Bronx. So this groundbreaking today is another step in that direction, reaching kids early, helping them forward. This is also a step for equity because we're investing right here in this community in the highest quality school. And that is what we believe in, making sure the communities that were often ignored or left out get their fair share of investment. With that, I want to turn to the President and CEO of the New York City School Construction Authority, because this organization used to have a bad reputation, now has an amazing reputation. And Nina's one of the reasons why, and her predecessor, Lorraine Grillo, they changed this organization to be absolutely stunning in how much they can do, how quickly, how many fronts they're working on simultaneously. So Nina, as always, you make dreams come true by what you build. My pleasure to introduce Nina Kubota.
Big adjustment, okay. So thank you everyone for joining us today on the future site of the state-of-the-art pre-K through 5th grade school in our community here in Melrose in the South Bronx. I'm joined here with many of the SEA team that designed this beautiful school. And I encourage you to look at the renderings and site plans on the boards we have over here. I am thrilled to join the mayor and Chancellor Porter, our elected officials and community leaders, to participate in this wonderful groundbreaking. As the mayor delivers on his promise to provide affordable housing to this vibrant community, the next step is to address the additional seat need in our schools. In fact, these 572 seats will be part of the nearly $1.6 billion in funding we've committed for adding almost 12,000 seats in the Bronx. That's included in our capital program. And make no mistake, this will be a state-of-the-art school with all the modern amenities that will serve as another tool in our arsenal to ensure our students receive the best education possible in the best possible environment. We have to give our kids the greatest opportunity to succeed. Anything less is unacceptable. This project has truly been a team effort between the mayor's office, the SEA, the DOE, our educators, our elected officials, who have been strong proponents of adding capacity to where it's needed most. While investment in this community provides new opportunities for growth and development, we will continue to invest in our schools infrastructure, thereby providing the framework for enhanced educational services and better facilities for the city's more than 1 million school children. And we look forward to getting started on this new school, and we'll all be back to cut a ribbon on a beautiful new school in 2024. Thank you.
Right. Nina, I like that, but go faster, okay? That's your outer limit. Let's see if you can beat the record. I'm going to give you all a metaphor because the chancellor just arrived and I'm about to call on her immediately. And the metaphor is she was minding her own business, doing a great job running the schools of the Bronx as executive superintendent. I called up one day and said, hey, I want to put you in charge of 1 million kids. Come right over. And like that, Misha Ross Porter said, okay, and went right to it. And I have worked with a lot of talented people in my day. I have rarely seen someone take on such a huge responsibility so gracefully, so quickly, with such ability, with such leadership, with such clarity. She is a born leader, and the parents and kids of this city benefit every day from her efforts. The Bronx's own Misha Ross Porter.
It's always good to be back home, and thank you so much, Mr. Mayor, for your investment in the Bronx. Nina, I agree with the mayor. I think you can do better than 2024. Like, why put off for tomorrow what we can do today?
That's right.
And so I'm excited to be here. I'm excited. Thank you, Superintendent Alvarez, Deputy Superintendent Hernandez, Nina, for your work, Councilmember Salamanca, Assemblywoman Septima, Senator Sepulveda, our borough president, and our CEC president, Yamadi. The District 7 family works so hard and is full of such great advocates for children. And this today is just an example of the way they show up all the time in District 7. You know, this community has been a major part of my life for so many years. I was a principal not so far from here, and the Bronx has touched so many aspects of my life. I've watched this community just transform. I've watched our neighborhoods, our communities, our families get so deeply involved and invested, and the development of this site, this school, the housing around here is further commitment to building our great borough. In this building, there'll be access to a beautiful library where students can lose themselves in the stories of diversity and inclusion and see themselves in the text and technology that they'll get to engage with. More importantly, there will be 500 new seats for our youngest learners up to 5th grade. And the greatest investment that we can make as a city is in our youngest learners. Here in the Bronx, we know that we must have a strong academic foundation, and projects like this create that by not only giving our students amazing teachers and leaders, but giving them a facility to engage in that strong academic foundation. And I want this for every student in the Bronx, but not only for students in the Bronx, for every student in New York City. I have the honor and the privilege of being the chancellor for all of New York City's 1.1 million children. Our young people deserve the best. They deserve it every day. It starts in classrooms, but it also includes having access to facilities like auditoriums, soccer fields, and resources and opportunities that this great project is going to present. I'm also excited, and thanks to the leadership of Superintendent Alvarez, that this project will also include District 75 seats, and acknowledging that we are one school system that serves 1.1 million children, and our District 75 students are a part of that. So thank you so much, Mr. Mayor. Thank you, Nina, and I look forward to a little bit before 2024.
Everyone's clapping for the fact that Nina's going to make it happen before 2024. Let's give Nina a round of applause for that commitment on her part to go even faster. Nina, you've been set up, but that's okay. It's for a good cause. So I mentioned that pre-K is part of this, and that is so important, that every child, if we get kids when they're 3 and 4 and we give them the whole range of supports and educational opportunities, you then see these children reach their full potential. If you reach them early, they will then be great. The greatness is in them, but we have to unleash it. Well, when I went and ran for mayor and then went to Albany and tried to get money for pre-K, some people slammed the door in my face. Some people said it was impossible. Some people said it would never happen. But one of the people who believed and fought for pre-K for all was Luis Sepulveda, and he believed that this could be transcendent and we should not give up the fight. And by the way, the only way you win a fight is not to give up the fight. So he was a champion for pre-K, and guess what? We won, and here it is. So my pleasure to introduce State Senator Luis Sepulveda.
Thank you, Mayor, Chancellor. I prepared a speech, but I'm going to kind of scrap it now.
Yeah.
I've been inspired. Education, as we all know, is the path to success for all of our kids. I'm living proof of that. I come from a very poor family. I was able to get an education, go to college, go to law school, become a lawyer, and don't hold it against me, become a lawyer. But this county in particular, before Mayor de Blasio was elected, this county's education numbers were abysmal. And even though we still have a lot of work to do, because on a good year, we're still graduating only about 70% of our children, where the rest of the city is hovering at 85, 90%. A lot of that is attributed to the abject poverty that we have in this county. People here don't have enough money sometimes to pay their rent, to buy food. Kids go to school hungry, if not for the programs the City of New York and the Department of Education provides for these kids. You have to have a transformative person to change the trajectory for the kids in our community. Make no mistake, I represent the poorest, if not one of the poorest, senatorial districts in the state of New York, probably one of the poorest counties in the country. County that was ignored for many years in terms of the educational system until you had a transformative figure. And I have to say that to increase our scores, to get our kids to graduate at a higher rate, we had to do something different. We had to change where we were going. And I know that when the history is written about Mayor de Blasio, about his tenure as a mayor, that no one can deny that his UPK programs are transformative programs for the kids in this county. So I have a personal debt of gratitude to the mayor, to the chancellor, for putting our kids on a path to success. He's right, when they get educated earlier, they do better. This school, this structure, is a continuation of that process. The only way that we're going to get our kids out of abject poverty, the only way that we're going to get our kids to be able to compete with jobs in the future, the only way that we're going to get kids to graduate at a rate that I believe is acceptable, and that's 90% graduation rate. Remember that New York State spends more money per pupil than any other place in the United States. But you have to have transformative change. UPK has done that, Mr. Mayor. A school like this, I wish we were in a position to build 10 more schools like this in the Bronx. But this is the right way to go. This is the future. And so thank you, Mr. Mayor, because you set our kids on the correct path. Thank you, and God bless all.
Thank you so much, Senator. And I want to give the council member credit. He is just in time, because we were about to cut that, or I'm sorry, break that ground without you, but now you're here. Thank you, Senator. And one of the things that we all worked on together also was the Bronx plan, to ensure that we could get the highest quality teachers to the Bronx as well, which was historically a challenge, but we found ways to incentivize and improve that situation and bring up schools in the Bronx that just need a little bit of extra help to really take off. So focusing on the Bronx, here's my message: when you invest in the Bronx, good things happen. Can I get an amen? When you invest in the Bronx, good things happen. Thank you. Now, always right in time, council member, he's been there. He has been a conscientious, powerful force at City Hall. Absolutely has fought for the Bronx's fair share, and a lot of times when he fights, he wins. And here's a good example today. We got something done. My pleasure to introduce Councilmember Rafael Salamanca.
All right, good morning, everyone. I'm sorry, good afternoon. I want to thank you, Mr. Mayor. I think this is the second this is the third time I see you this week, the second event that we do together. We were together on Monday. We were doing a ribbon cutting for Bronx Commons, where we built over 300 units of 100% affordable housing. I've been in office for about 5.5 years, and I can tell you when I came in, I was extremely busy because of the amount of development that was coming to the South Bronx. And something that I made a point to do in working with the mayor's office and working with HPD is to ensure that every unit that is built here in the South Bronx is 100% affordable. I also made it a point to ensure that every developer that's getting city dollars, that 15% of those units are set aside for homeless families. Because we understand that there's a homeless epidemic, but we do not want to build more shelters. We want to build housing so that families that are ready for independent living can have a stable household, so that their children have an opportunity to learn and not have to worry if their apartment, if they're going to be moved back when they come out of school. But something that's important here, and this is why I'm so proud to be here today, is that as we continue to develop housing in the South Bronx, we need to ensure that there are supportive services for these families. And this is a prime example of supportive services. We're taking an empty lot, a vacant lot, which is an eyesore to the community, and we're building a school for an elementary school for our children, over 500 seats for our children. So I'm excited, and I just want to say, Mr. Mayor, thank you. I know you have a difficult job. We give you a hard time at City Hall, but this is the opportunity. This is what it's all about, really delivering for the South Bronx, and you are truly delivering, and I want to say thank you. Okay.
Thank you. Well done. All right, now let's get this project started with the groundbreaking. And we know once we break the ground, a huge amount of activity is going to happen to get this project done ahead of schedule. See that theme? I'm bringing it back. It all begins with that shovel going in the ground, and then Nina and her team will go to work and set a new record for getting the school built. Let's break this ground and get it going.